Hey guys, and welcome back. I screwed up a little bit with the title of this stream, not title of this stream, but the title of this tournament earlier on. It's actually the Heroes Global Circuit Summer Championships. Basically, this is the SG Pro League. They've turned this qualifier into a Pro League this time around. My name is Arctic Shadow, of course, and I'll be casting for you for this entire series, I believe, for the next 3 weeks, because Babel has unfortunately retired. So for you Babel fans, I'm not Babel. I'm too fat to be Babel. Babel's a good-looking guy. I'm not, but hey, I'm gonna try my best to keep you guys entertained. So if you guys are just tuning in, this is the Heroes Global Championships, the Summer Championships. We are casting the SG Pro Leagues for today and the next 2 more Fridays. So make sure you tune in every week. The next matchup is gonna be Resurgence going up against Inquisition. I'm told that it should be a better match, and we're going to jump straight into the draft here. For those of you wondering, yes, that is my bed, because I am casting here from my room in Malaysia while the studio is over in Singapore, which is unfortunate because I wish I could go to the studio more often. Hopefully I'll be there for the finals because they do have the replay system, I believe, available, and I definitely want to use that to show you guys. So, you know, technology is there for us. We have the technology, so why not use it? But yeah, hopefully I'll be there for the finals to see if I can make arrangements for that. But yeah, going into this game, it is going to be Resurgence going up against Inquisition. Bans for Inquisition early on is going to be Illidan, so no chance of us seeing Illidan at all in this past few games. It's just been Illidan banned out, Uther as well banned out almost every single game. So, you know, just for you Illidan and Uther fans, it's just not going to happen here. Over on the red side on Resurgence, we see Falstad and Muradin going to be banned out. Muradin just an overall really strong hero. And on a map like Battlefield of Eternity, which is the map chosen for this game, Falstad can be a really, really strong hero as well with his mobility, as we have mentioned time and time again. And he is going to be banned out. Resurgence, they're going to pick up the first 3 heroes in the form of Greymane, Thrall, and ETC. Greymane, personally, again, a really one of my favorite heroes to see. You know, I love seeing him go for the throat. I love seeing him jumping in and just dishing out all that damage that he can. Troll, of course, going to be picked up along with ETC. A few of my favorite heroes, in fact. So I'm already loving this draft entirely here. Greymane, Troll, and ETC, 3 of my most played heroes, maybe you can say. And over on the blue side, Inquisition, we see Tyrande being picked up in Sylvanas, along with Sylvanas. They do have only 10 seconds left, and it does look like they are shadow picking the Diablo and will go with the Diablo. So it's going to be the old school Diablo Tyrande composition that has been there since day 1. Will we see it work out here for Team Inquisition? So Resurgence, which is one of the top teams in Southeast Asia, if not maybe one of the top teams in the world, recently had a shuffle, I believe, 2 new players joining in their team, I believe, which is Julian, I think. Julian and Yang ZXCK. His name again is really hard to pronounce. I don't know why the Singaporean players like to put weird names. Like one of their players' name is CW. So I don't really know how to pronounce that. I'm just gonna call him CW from now on. But yeah, so Resurgence had a recent shuffle of some of their players. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this team plays with the new lineup. Looking at the pickups though, it is going to be Zagara as the 4th pick of Inquisition, with Rhaegar being shadow picked over by Resurgence. So some of you in the chat were saying previously that that Rhaegar is one of the worst healers in game. I have to agree with you, but he also has his own utilities. He also has his own strong points, of course, and he is in fact going to be picked up by Resurgence. So maybe this time around, Resurgence is going to show us how it's done, since Geisha did not show show us the true potential of Rhaegar. Hopefully this time around, Rhaegar will be able to, being played by Resurgence, will be able to have a better showing here. So the full lineup for Resurgence is going to be Greymane, Troll, ETC, Rhaegar, and Li Ming. They have quite a bit of burst damage in the form of Li Ming, ETC to catch them out. Li Ming and Greymane, that's a really strong and dangerous combination. And I think it's going to be quite scary here for Inquisition and Resurgence. You know, being such a strong team and giving these heroes to Resurgence, it's just not questionable, but you know, it's just dangerous here. And Jaina is going to be the final pick of Inquisition. My first game that I've seen Jaina being picked up in this circuit so far, considering I casted last week's Malaysian qualifiers, first week Malaysian qualifiers, and today's one. For those of you wondering, if you're just tuning in, this is the Heroes Summer Global Circuit. This is going to be the SG Pro League that we are covering today. I believe the Malaysian qualifiers are happening tomorrow as well. So it is going to be an online tournament. It's the final one. We're going to add our final 2 teams for the Malaysian finals, which will happen next Sunday. Next Friday, of course, we will have the Singer SG League continuing on. So make sure you tune in next week as well. But let's go back into the draft and see the final pickup. It's going to be Tyrande, Sylvanas, Diablo, Zagara, and Jaina for Team Inquisition. A pretty solid team, if you ask me. They have the Diablo-Tyrande combination. They have 2 really strong pushers in the form of Zagara and Sylvanas. And on a map like Battlefield of Eternity, with Zagara is actually a really, really strong hero on this map. I'm expecting them to be able to do quite a bit of damage with that. They also have the Jaina. The only concern that I have is the healing is not that strong. Tyrande, in fact, doesn't really pick up on heals till maybe he gets his Shadow Stock. But he does, do decent amount of heals. But both sides don't have that strong a healer, so I guess it's fine. Zagara is, of course, in Team Inquisition. He will be able to push down those lanes pretty fast, take down those Immortals pretty fast as well. So it's going to be tricky, but they don't have a very tanky front line, which is my only issue here. They are all pretty squishy and pretty vulnerable to Li Ming and Greymane. So they only have the Diablo, which is by all means not really a tank. He's more of a bruiser in my opinion. And that could pose some trouble here for Team Inquisition. They don't really have a huge, strong front line to deal with the amount of damage coming out from Resurgence. And with Tyrande being their sole healer, the amount of damage coming out from Resurgence, it's just going to be really hard for him to keep his team alive. So if you look at Team Resurgence, they have Li Ming, Greymane, Rega, ETC, as well as the Thrall. So Thrall and ETC up in the front with Rega in the back lines, Li Ming and Greymane dishing out the amount of damage. Right now, I am leaning a bit towards Resurgence, just because their team screams a little bit more aggression. Which is really, really what I love to see in Heroes of the Storm. That's what made me fall in love with the game. It's not like other MOBAs where it's just basically you farm for 30 minutes of the game and then you start those battles. Here in Heroes of the Storm, the action happens from level 1 all the way till the end of the game. So I love these aggressive lineups, that Resurgence have in this matchup. And that's what makes me, really excited, because I'm a hype guy. I love the hype. So definitely looking forward to this game, And right now, for me, I'm siding with Resurgence in terms of draft. Unfortunate for me, I'm not able to get another opinion on this. But Inquisition definitely has a strong lineup as well. They really do have a strong lineup as well, in the form of Zagara and Sylvanas. Hopefully they'll be able to push down those lanes and get an early advantage in terms of the EXP. And if everything goes right for them, if they are able to get off a few pickoffs, because Li Ming and Greymane are pretty squishy themselves, if they are able to get off the good combinations and the good pickoff, things might go in their favor. So we'll just have to wait and see as the game is right now being set up. Just a quick shout out to some of our sponsors. We have Razer as our peripheral sponsor. So do check out some Razer gear. If you like, go over to the website. Personally, I'm also using quite a bit of Razer gear myself. And as well to XSplit, our official streaming partner, making all of this possible, making it easy for us to stream to you guys. So thank you again to our sponsors for doing this, for sponsoring this tournament. Also, we have a new feature. For those of you who just tuning in, I believe we got 2 tweets in the previous matchup, but we have a new feature called the Twitter Shoutout. Okay, so what you guys need to do, if you guys have Twitter, head over to your Twitter and tweet at HGC Singapore. The tag is HGC Singapore. So Hong Kong, Garden, China. Again, I don't know what the actual words are supposed to be used for those, but HGC Singapore. Tweet at us, and your tweet might be featured on our stream in-game. And you can do shout-outs to your friends. You can do whatever you want to on the tweets. And as long as it's not a troll, as long as it's not no obscenities of any kind, we will feature them on our stream. So still waiting for the players to join up. I believe we're just missing one more player from Team Resurgence. Should be joining up pretty soon. So for those of you who are wondering where Babel is, unfortunately for us, he has actually retired. So based off a Facebook post, I haven't spoken to him after the Facebook post. I got the honor of casting with him in the previous circuit for a couple of qualifiers. Unfortunately, I couldn't cover the finals because of some tech issues of me being in Malaysia and the studio being over in Singapore. And the spectator slots being really limited in the finals back then when the patch has not came in yet. So I haven't spoken to him after his Facebook post, but I do know that he was having some family issues, some personal issues. So he has decided to retire from casting. Hopefully not forever. Generally, gamers misuse the word retire quite a bit. If you look at a lot of other MOBA scenes, players always say they retire and then suddenly they come back. Sometimes maybe it's to get out of obligations of team contracts, maybe, I don't know. But a lot of times you see a lot of players, they constantly say, you know what, I'm retiring from the MOBA, I'm retiring from competitive play, and then like 6 months later, oh, I'm joining back this team, you know, because I'm really bored. So hopefully that's the case with Babel. Hopefully we will be able to see him cast sometime in the future. But with that said, yeah, we're just still waiting on the game to start up, and this is going to be a really interesting series. Of course, Singapore has decided to do it a little bit differently. It is going to be 3 weeks of a round robin between the top 4 teams in Malaysia, which is Resurgence, Relics, Inquisition, and GEIshas. Yeah, the ones that we saw previously play was Relics and GEIshas, where Relics had a really strong showing and winning it 2-0 just like that. They were able to take it down. It is going to be a round robin, so every Friday, each team is going to play each other once in a best of 3 series, and then the final 2 are going to ultimately qualify for the C regionals to play against the rest of the C teams. Will Renovation come back and take their and retain their crown? You know, that's what I'm looking forward to see, since I will be covering it this time. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if Renovation will be coming back stronger and harder to retain their title, or is Resurgence going to reclaim what was rightfully theirs for such a long time? Well, rightfully theirs, you know, in the sense of Game of Thrones, but yeah, Resurgence, of course, a really strong team and a shock defeat in the previous circuit. Hopefully, they will be able to come back this time stronger and better, and take it back. You know, maybe some of the other teams from the Thai and the Malaysian teams. I know that a lot of the Malaysian teams have actually scattered everywhere. They have, you know, just left the competitive scene. Few of the competitive players are just playing it casually now. They are joining the tournaments, but they're not really taking it seriously. So I'm not too sure what's happening over here in the Malaysian local scene, but hopefully, you know, we will see some better plays coming up from them, because I think they did have a really bad showing in the previous C regionals, where they went 0-12. They did not even take one matchup of any of the other countries, which was sad for me as a Malaysian to watch. But hopefully this time they come back better and stronger for sure. I know one of the teams have been practicing quite a bit. I'm not going to review who. You're going to be able to see them tomorrow, so make sure you tune in tomorrow to catch all the action. But hopefully they will be able to have a better showing this time around among the C teams. Renovation 1 and Renovation 2, of course, one of the 2 strong Filipino teams. And over in Thailand, I don't follow the Thai teams at all due to language barriers. I don't really talk to them much, so I'm not too sure what is going on there. Right now, we're still waiting for the final player to join on Team Resurgence. Apparently he has a wooden PC. So please donate, okay? Like, tune into our stream, support the local players a little bit more, support all the Singaporean, Malaysian, Filipino, and Thailand players a little bit more. Give them your love and support so that they can pursue their dreams of an esports career and maybe get a better PC. Because apparently we don't have internet over here. But that's what the West thinks, you know? A lot of time, that's what the West thinks. But yeah, this is Arctic Shadow, for those of you who are wondering. I do have quite a bit of experience in casting. I'm by all means not new to the casting scene. I've been around for about 4 to 5 years. I've started about 4 years ago, back when I was 21. I feel old right now. But back when I was 21, I did start casting for the game Heroes of New Earth. That's where I started. I was a full-time caster for the Southeast Asian region for a good year and a half. So by all means, I'm not new to casting, for those of you wondering. I took a break in between for about 2 years, casted a bit of other games here and there. But now, you know, with Heroes of the Storm, a game that I'm quite passionate about. It's a fun game to play, a fun game to watch as well, with the games being so short and action-packed. I've decided to start casting a little bit more again, you know, because I do miss it. I do miss esports for sure. So definitely looking to make my name for myself again among you guys. So I hope you guys are enjoying my casts. Thank you for those of you who has given support, who has given positive feedback and positive words for me. I thank you very much. Hopefully I'll be able to live up to the standards here, or the standards of the worldwide casting. Forgive me if I do make a few mistakes here and there, of course. I've been out of it for quite a while. But we'll be getting back to it. As you can see, my really nice bit back there. But yeah, the game is loading up now. We're waiting in on the game to load up. We're going to go in and waiting for this action-packed game. We are going to see the red team over there. Resurgence, Yu Yung ZCK, going to be playing the Troll. Capricorn, Capricorn. I don't know. My English is not that good. Capricorn playing Li Ming. CWCWCW, not too sure what it stands for, playing the ETC. Julian on Riga and Zappy on Greymane. Over on the blue side, Inquisition is going to be played by Zagara, played by Kevin. Jaina, played by Reminiscence. Crusade, going to be playing the Sylvanas. Jarvis, Iron Man's partner, going to be played by playing the Diablo. And Salis on the Tyrande. So Inquisition side, according to the admins, because again, you know, I think it's a fairly newer team, but they are still quite veteran-y, you can say, in the Singapore scene. They are not new to the scene at all, so they are quite a strong team. So definitely looking for a much better game compared to the previous two. Not to bash on Geisha in any way. They are, of course, strong in their own right. It's just they did maybe not having the best night. Going up against a team like Relics, they lost the draft and they ultimately lost the game. So hopefully this time around, this draft team slightly better. We do see a lot more aggression coming out from Team Resurgence, which is what I'm a whole lot looking forward to. Expect lots and lots of kills coming up from their team. Over on the blue side, though, expect them to push down those lanes really quickly and try to go for those immortal kills and just win those team fights. But if Resurgence just does this right and play to their best of abilities, which we've seen them done time and time again, they should definitely have this. Look at the blue team, though. They are going to go for the early tower push, and look at that damage! That amount of damage coming out onto that tower. Jarvis, though, he has to be careful. Not wanting to get taken down there, get caught off position. Troll is going to be at the top lane, and it does look like Zagara is making his way, flapping his wings towards the top to try and stop out the Zagara to soak it out. Bottom, though, this is where all the action is going to happen. Sylvanas at this bottom is going to be able to push out those lanes really, really quickly. And yeah, so the red team just having, you know, just going to have to try and deal with the push power of this blue side. Sorry, my mind got caught up there with something else a little bit for a while. Top lane, though, Zagara has to be careful. Nice power slide by CW. Time really, really nice with the face melt as well. And a nice first blood kill for the red side. Resurgence, again, you know, their team, as we mentioned, you know, just screams aggression. They have lots of aggression coming out for them. And it looks like that. Look at that. Julian spots out that Jarvis rotating, pings him out even. Unfortunately, they will not be able to intercept his path towards the top and take him down. But here comes CW again. Nice use of the power slide. Going to be used to push in. Root going to connect as well. Face him out to push Jarvis back. Nice body blocks. Overpower going to be used to throw him back. But Diablo, he's going to fall. And just like that, 2-0, they have half a lead of an advantage. Half XP in front of them. So this is not turning out too well for the blue team just yet. And just like that, the red side Resurgence, they are ahead with the Immortals spawning. They are already level 3. They are slightly ahead right now. The blue side, though, they do have quite a bit of damage, sustained damage for this Immortal. And it does look like they are just going to go for the red one. Will they defend here or will they attack the red side? Resurgence, it does look like they are going to split their teams up a little bit. Greymane is doing as much damage as he can on the blue side, but it's either you go full out defense or full out attack here. Red side, they are trying to stop this. Resurgence, they're coming in, trying their best to force the blue side back, and it does look like they will be successful in doing so. Just the amount of damage that they have, and look at that, a solo Greymane. He's going to be able to just auto-attack that blue Immortal down to half HP. And with the swaps now, this is when the fight is going to happen. Of course, the first Immortal, not so important. Ooh, they are going to go to each individual sides. So both teams, they are going to go for the push here. And the red side, come on, red team. Resurgence, you guys should know better. I do not think that... Ooh, they actually are. No, red side won, right? I'm so confused. Yeah, so the red side won. I got the Immortal, my apologies there. It did look like the red side's Immortal was falling down a little bit faster, but they were actually able to pick up on the damage and the DPS. And they will get the first Immortal, which will be going towards that top lane to help Troll out. And just like that, the rest of the red team, Resurgence, they are going to go back to the bottom and push down these towers with full effect. The blue team, though, Inquisition, they are going to be able to take down this first Immortal. As we've mentioned before, the first Immortal usually doesn't really do much. It's just when the clashes are going to break out. Resurgence, though, making full use of the Immortal going towards the top and the blue team defending it. They are going to be able to take down this first set of towers here at the bottom lane. but it does look like a successful defense here for the blue side, as they will be able to go and try and push down these camps as well. Red side, they have to be really careful. They're going to be able to take down their own set of camps, but so far not many kills. But the red team are a full level ahead right now, thanks to the 2 kills and the towers being taken down at the bottom. Julian playing the Rhaegar, just going in. He has, you know, a vengeance for that wall. He doesn't like this wall, and he's just going at it, and the wall is going to fall here. Blue team, with the amount of push potential, look at that. They're just going to be able to take down their own set of towers at the top to try to pull back this deficit, and it does look like they will try to be pushed in and go for that fort as well. I don't see how Troll can stop this by himself, and it does look like it's going to just be a trade-off here for both sides. So bottom side, red team Resurgence, they're trying to do work onto the Sylvanas, but Sylvanas will be able to get away with the wave. Ooh, Greymane! Not too sure what he was doing there, just tanking the tower for far too long as he gets taken down. Free EXP here for the blue side there, as he gets taken down at the bottom. So it's just going to be a trade-off on forts at the top and bottom respectively for the blue and the red side. With the next Immortals about to spawn soon, I expect both sides to take up their camps, wait for the next set of Immortals, and that's where the fight is going to break out. So 13 seconds till the Immortal spawns. Red team, blue side, they're both just healing up, preparing for the next fight. They're going to go and pick off in their camps, as both sides does as well. Immortals are going to spawn, and this is where it's going to be interesting to watch. So the red side, Immortal is actually going to spawn on their own side. So both teams respectively are going to be able to do the damage to their own respective Immortals. And I believe it is the red one that is going to fall first with the amount of damage coming out from them. And yes, they will be able to do so, and this is where it's going to get interesting. This is where the clash is going to start. CW, CW, CW. Are you going to be the big player of this game? Are they going to defend or are they going to attack? It does look like they are going to go for the Blue Immortal Resurgence. They are pushing forward. They're going to leave Greymane there. And the rest of them, they are going to defend this. This worked for them the last time. Will they work for it again? Kevin, wow. Drop into half HP just like that for the burst of Li Ming, and he could be in some trouble. The red team though, they are going in for the kill, and down goes Tyrande, the soul support. Diablo could be in some trouble as well, as he gets stunned out, gets taken down just like that, and Resurgence in full attack, in full force, penetrating through Kevin. Kevin dropping really low as he backs off. Red team, they are gonna fall back to their own Immortal, but it does look like they are going to defend it and going to leave the Greymane to go and attack their own Blue Immortal. They're doing a really good job, and down goes Zagara, forward pushing too far ahead. Crusade on the Sylvanas, he's not going to survive this. And just like that, red team again, successful defense. Greymane, he's just auto-attacking. Look at him, he's just like, you know, pokey poke. Down goes the Immortal. He doesn't want to finish it off just yet. He wants the red team to push out just a little bit more. And down goes the Immortal. It is going to go to that top, I believe, because the fort are up. Greymane is going to rotate back to the bottom and clear out the creep wave, get some bit more EXP, and not even level 10 yet. 2 Immortals going the red team's way. Resurgence having a strong command on this game, and this is what we're talking about, man. The amount of burst damage coming out from the red side, there's nothing that the blue team can do about it at all, because they just don't have enough sustain to deal with this. Tyrande is not a strong healer by any means. And the red team is just pushing it down so easily right now, along with the Immortal. They have the level 10 now. The blue side, they have no way of fighting this. 6 minutes into this game, will we see an early GG again? Resurgence just proving their dominance yet again. It's pushing out that top. This could be some trouble for the blue side, definitely. Immortal's still up and alive. It's down really, really low, and the blue side should be able to deal with them. But right now, the problem is they are a full 2 levels, almost 2 levels behind this red team and Resurgence. They're just doing a really, really good job of controlling the map and taking those fights. Right now, just both teams going to back off, continue farming those lanes, pushing on, gaining as much EXP as they can, taking those creep waves and those camps. Again, you see both sides is doing a good job taking up on those camps themselves, their respective camps, and now it's the game for Resurgence to lose, for sure. You know, they've taken down 2 forts, they have full control of this game, they have the more aggressive lineup. Tyrande is still not level 10, so he doesn't have the Shadow stock to keep his team alive just yet. Sundering now going to be used on Sylvanas. A bit questionable there, as he was so close to his gate. Maybe they thought they could have just stun-locked him to death. Unfortunately for him, just a waste of a Sundering, and that's going to be down for about 60 seconds there for him. And the blue side, they want to get their level 10 as quickly as they can, and maybe trying to force a push here, force a fight. They definitely need to try and force the fight here now that they have reached level 10, for sure. With Sundering down as well, this might not be the best. This might be the best time for them to try and force the fight. It's interesting to see that ETC still hasn't picked up his ultimate talent yet. Not deciding whether to go for the mosh pit or the stage dive, which is interesting. Now the blue side though, they want to force this fight here, and as I mentioned, this is the best time for them to go for it. Sundering still not up yet, just on Troll. They won't be able to push down the bottom fort just in the nick of time before the Immortals spawn, but we've seen how the last two Immortals have went to Team Resurgence. And they're strong command. Diablo though, he could be in some trouble here. He's gonna get power slidden. Face melt, don't use this yet. He's gonna get pushed back. Mosh pit is gonna be picked up by CW this time around. Small gonna connect them two here, and they could be in some trouble. Blue team going in. Li-Ming, he could be in some trouble. Shadow Charge gonna be on Julian instead. Li-Ming survives for now. Diablo gonna fall, but he's gonna spawn right back up. Mosh pit not gonna connect on anyone, but down goes the Sylvanas and the Zagara already in the blue team. They're in full retreat mode. They're running for this life. Zappy going in for the throat, taking him down, and 4 heroes down just like that. Red team yet again, this is what we were talking about. The amount of clash and team potential coming off the red side is just too strong for the blue team to deal with. There's just nothing that they can do to stop the repel, and they were always just running. And that's the problem when you're always running, is that you're in full retreat mode. It's really hard for you to just turn around and try to take command of it. And the red side just doing a really awesome job, and just like that, 2 levels ahead for them as they go for this Immortal, and they should have the damage to take this down to half really quickly. The blue side, they're going to do as best as they can to keep up with the momentum that the Resurgence has laid on them. But it doesn't look like anything is going their way so far, and I'm just not sure how they can come back into this game, because the Resurgence team is just really strong right now, and it looks like they are gonna actually go for the defense yet again. He's worked for them so well. Now we see the power slide gonna connect on Tree. Zagara with the burst coming out, just gets taken down. Jarvis falls too. Crusade running for his life. He's gonna be able to get away with the Willing Soul. But again, you know, this is what we're talking about during the draft here. There's no front line for the blue team. There's no front line for Inquisition. They have that Diablo who just drops like a fly to the amount of burst damage coming out from the red side. And just like that, you know, again, yet another Immortal 10-minute mark gonna go to Team Resurgence way. And with this, they're gonna be able to push in for sure, and maybe even take down that keep at that top lane. So the red side is having a really good game in terms of their draft right now, and I really don't see how the blue side can come back from this with the lineup that they have chosen here. They had to get an early advantage for them to have any chance of this for this game in the first place. But now with Resurgence, you know, having such a huge command and just playing it so flawlessly so far, Inquisition just has no chance in this. And with the Immortal now knocking on their doors, look at how fast those towers are going down. And the red team is just doing a really good job. Resurgence, you know, proving again what they are, one of the top teams in Singapore. This is a huge and commanding performance so far by them as they knock on the enemy's door right now. The blue side doing their best to try and repel this, but in goes the Immortal, still with his shield up. Will the blue team be able to repel this attack here? The red team just lurking behind, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Mosh pit is going to be up. All ultis ready on the red side as they just try to poke away this keep, and that's exactly what they are doing. Waiting for the right time, lurking and waiting for the right moment to go in. But it does look like they are going to be satisfied with taking up the keep and backing out of enemy lines. So objective complete. They will be able to take the keep. They are going to be lurking in the backgrounds here, trying to maybe set something up as the blue team. This may not be the best of ideas going for the camps here. As now Diablo, look at that damage. Look at that damage coming out of it, but it's just not going to be enough. Stacy is going to be used onto that ETC, but will that be enough? He's in trouble here actually. But Diablo gets ultimately taken down. Here we see Rhaegar going in for the throw. Mosh pit! Gonna connect on 2, and no stun by Tyrande to stop it. My goodness, this is disaster for the blue side here, as the red team will be able to break down the gate and take down the Jaina as well. Salis running for his life, the sole survivor for his team. He should have kept his stun there for the mosh pit. He should have preempted the mosh pit, but unfortunately for Tree Hero, is doing a really good job. We'll be able to take down yet again Tree Heroes and further push their lead. They are a full 3 levels and talent tier ahead of this blue side. My goodness, Resurgence is having such a commanding performance so far, and the blue side, I don't know what they can do to come back into this game. They need to try and pick off as much as they can. They have a strong push lineup, but what can they push when they're always pushed back as well? Red team now just going back to the camps, picking up on all the camps so far. I mean, not all the camps, the 2 camps on both the blue side and the red side's lanes. Now they're making their way back to their bottom camp, I presume, or maybe they want to force the fight here. They want to push down this bottom and just end it right now. Immortals are gonna spawn and they are gonna go for the blue one. It is in favor of them and they have the space to do this. The blue side, not too sure what they can do here. Diablo gonna try and maybe set something up here. He goes for him, Leeming at the bottom, taking quite a bit of damage, but he should be fine with the heals coming out from Rhaegar. And Troll is just harassing them with the chain lightnings, and you know they are going to be able to repel them for now, but will that be enough? Red team, look at their positioning. They're just able to constantly, you know, position themselves in such a way that the blue team just has no room to catch them. The blue team, though, they have to be really careful here not to get caught. The mosh pit's still not available by CW, of course, but they have to be very, very careful here as the burst damage coming out from the red side. Not even Diablo can survive this. Greymane going in, trying to maybe set something up here, but will not be able to do so as the blue team just backs off. Red team now, they have to be really, really careful. But it does look like both teams are just playing chicken right now, waiting for either side to make a mistake. While Capricorn picks off, Diablo goes in though. He goes in with the Shadow Charge, overpowers into them. Marsh Pit gonna connect with the tree though. Stun Apocalypse gonna be used as he gets almost taken down. Not just yet, but finally he will fall. But the damage has already been done. Tyrande falls. Jaina falls as well. More gonna connect on one only Troll there. As four heroes actually fell for the blue side with the exception of Diablo respawning really fast. Sylvana's able to get away with his life again. Another good clash by the red side as they again continue and extend their lead here in this game, and they will be able to push and force the blue team back into their bases with the respawn times. They will be able to get the Immortal, and just like that, this is going to be a 15-minute Immortal pushing down that bottom lane, knocking on their doors, and this could very well be GG. I don't see how Team Inquisition can do anything to stop the push and to repel them from this. They are so far behind, and with the amount of damage coming out from the red side from Resurgence, along with the Immortal, I really don't see how Team Inquisition can come back from this at all. But they are gonna try. The fighting spirit is there. Never give up, never surrender, as most would say, as some would say in fact. But the red team, they are knocking on their doors right now. They are so close to victory and taking game number 1 in this best of 3 series. Immortal is here, the rest of the Resurgence team is here. They are gonna go in and they are gonna do what they did before. They're gonna poke at this keep, and they probably will be able to get it. Greymane playing really cocky, going up front. Blue side just waiting for the right moment that they can maybe try and turn this thing now. Prio slide in onto Diablo, connecting on one only though. But that's just gonna be a poke. Here we see Greymane going in, teasing them a little bit more. Poking at them, annoying them, trying to force them to make a mistake. Diablo gonna overpower, push him back. Zappy could be in some trouble, but no, he will be able to get away with the amount of heals coming from Rhaegar. Now we see Tyrande gonna use his ulti. Apocalypse gonna be used as well, but only connecting onto ETC. ETC's Marsh Pit not up just yet. Resurgence, they are backing off, but no heroes just down. As I say that, Jaina will fall. Kevin will fall as well, playing the Zagara. Jarvis, he will probably follow suit here with the Immortals banging on that core. I don't see how the red team can come back from this. Now Power Slide connecting onto 2. Marsh Pit gonna follow suit as he goes up on cooldown. But the Immortal just banging and banging on the core, and GG. Resurgence, just such a commanding performance here in this game. No shred of doubt did they show any weakness throughout the entire game at all. With Team Inquisition, you know, their draft was not that great. Unfortunately for them, it wasn't all that great for themselves. But Resurgence, man, the amount of burst damage coming out from them, and they knew it. They knew that they had that game in hand, and they just went for it. The plays, the positioning, everything that they have, they just went full on out. And what a game number 1! What a commanding game number 1 here for the top Singapore team in a game of Resurgence. I would say that Team Inquisition will have to do much better in terms of their draft in the next game to try and outdraft Team Resurgence, because based on what I've seen there, Resurgence, you know, they just know exactly what they're doing. They have the experience, of course, being one of the top teams in Southeast Asia. They know exactly what they're doing. They have to be really, really careful with their draft in the next game for sure, and try to outdraft them in every way possible. That's the only way I see them winning in the next game for sure. But this is going to be a best of 3 series, of course, and you know, game number 1 is going to go in favor of Team Requisition convincingly as well. So we are going to prepare for game number 2 right now, I believe, and it will come up shortly. This is Arctic Shadow. Stay with us. Same tankiness as he did before, and after all that, still no heroes dropping just yet for both sides, doing a really, really good job keeping themselves in line. Jarvis, though, he could be in some trouble. Apocalypse going to be used, connecting on one only. Here we see Zappy going for the shot onto Shaw, and the burst damage.